There's a range of stories about this event that many people are talking about. And through my 8 years of being a practitioner of past life regression, specifically quantum healing hypnosis, and working with over 500 clients during those 8 years, I've heard a lot of different scenarios for when the event is going to happen and what it's going to be like. And a lot of those scenarios conflict with each other. They're not all the same. Now, that can be because people are living in different realities. It could be because people are full of shit. I don't know. But the thing is that interests me a lot is that I have all of these different people from all different walks of life. Some of them are complete Dolores Cannon fans. Some of them have read about the New Earth and the 3 waves of volunteers, the 3 waves of volunteers in the New Earth, and are very invested in that thinking. Others have never heard about anything, don't even know what the hype was about 2012. But the thing is, no matter who they are almost, I would say at least 80% of my clients under hypnosis, in the part and in quantum healing hypnosis, we talk to past lives of the client, and then we talk to the client's higher self, or in quantum healing we call it the subconscious. And what the higher self or the subconscious says, about 80% of the time it comes out, that people have come to Earth. Some of them have never even incarnated on Earth before. Some of them only a few times. Some of them have been coming back for a long time, and have had hundreds, if not thousands, of lifetimes on Earth. But almost everybody says that there is a shift going on, and that shift is going to change everything, and that many of us incarnated on Earth at this time to be a part of this shift. So I have clients that say that there's a big shift that will happen all at once, but everybody on Earth will notice it happened. That even if you're sleeping when it happens, you will wake up and you will feel it, you will see it, there will be a flash of light. There are a lot of stories. Other people talk about it being a very gradual process that goes over hundreds of years and that will keep going on for a long time. So I think it's important not to get too stuck on time frames with this, and to realize that something's happening. And really, one of the major things to focus on, in my opinion, with this is what is getting stirred up in you, right? Because you might just think you're having a bad day, you might think you're freaking out about nothing, but in my personal experience, what this event is on an ongoing basis, and yeah, there might be some big crescendo moment, there might not. I'm open to whatever happens. Another very consistent thing that is said by most clients is that nobody knows exactly what's going to happen, what it's going to look like, or when it's going to happen. They all just say very, very soon. But as you might have seen in other videos and hypnosis videos, very soon for your higher self could be 500 years from now, right? Your higher self doesn't operate in the same time frame as you do in a human life. So that's not a lot to go by, and they are usually very vague about answering that. So the real important thing that everybody can and should do right now is to focus on what's coming up for you. What emotions are getting kicked loose? Things that you might have thought that you handled years ago. You might have only suppressed them years ago. So it's really important to track yourself on the emotional level and to not re-suppress things as they come up. Think of it this way. If you're going to climb Mount Everest, you probably don't hang out at sea level until the day before. No, you acclimate to the higher altitudes so that you can handle the oxygen deprivation, so that you can handle, let's say, the energy of the higher altitude. In the same way, when our issues are coming up seemingly out of nowhere now, that's a sign that we have things to clear, to unload, to go to a higher level. It's really important to be mindful of these things that come out of nowhere. Sometimes they're really horrible feelings. Sometimes they're really intense emotional experiences that we haven't felt the likes of for years or decades. And a lot of people are just thinking, what the hell is this? Where is this coming from? And you can't process it mentally, okay? Although the mind does need to be part of the process. You can't leave it up to the intellect to process this stuff. You actually have to go into the emotions, go into the physical feelings that accompany the emotions. Feel them. Let them be there. And let them transmute, because that's all they want to do. They want to change. They want to release and stop bothering you so much. Okay? So, whatever's happening with this so-called event, whether we can look forward to a grand flash of light that goes around the earth and wakes everybody up into spiritual bliss, whether we all become angels, whether we meet aliens, whether we learn how to fly, there are a lot of hopes and dreams out there for this. Or whether we break down the barriers between each other and come into a higher frequency and a higher level of harmony among people on earth, which would be a pretty good thing. Whatever it is, the important thing is to do your own work. The important thing is to clear your own emotional baggage so that you're ready for this, whatever this turns out to be, because something is happening. Things are being upgraded. People are getting more intuitive. I see it in my clientele. People are waking up out of nowhere, and interesting things are happening. And there are a lot of people out there that don't really know what to do with this because it's emotionally overwhelming. So stay very grounded in what's happening emotionally, and maybe a little less focused on all the speculation of what is happening and what will happen and debates about different beliefs about that. Not as important. So if you stay in your emotional healing process, that's the most important thing, in my opinion, that you can do. Clear out that emotional baggage using whatever technique works for you. I have a couple, but many others do also. And do that work. And the more you do that work, it's my belief that the easier this transition will be for you. And also the work that you do will have an impact on others. The clearer you get, the clearer others can be around you. You do have an impact. So do that emotional clearing work, focus on that, and realize the event is ongoing, and whether or not it's one big flash of light or one slow but very, very impactful change for humanity, either way, it's happening. So do your work. Thanks.